So we're gonna take you to the hot tubs. Stay tuned. This shit get weird. What up, y'all? New day, new place. Left Moab, currently in Monroe, Utah. 5,400 feet, still above sea level. Breathing a little bit better. Popping Zyrtec though, because it's dry in a mug still. This place is very interesting. There's all of these buses. A lot of these buses are functional and you can actually stay in them. There is that one that looks like it's in the rebuild process, and I use rebuild very loosely. This is Mystic Hot Springs in Monroe, Utah, a place owned by an artist. There's a director, producer, author, all of the things that you can do artistically. Mike Ginsberg, who owns this property, and you can camp here, you can stay in a cabin, you can stay in a bus, or you can stay in your RV and then visit the hot springs. We're gonna go up in a little while to get into those hot springs and probably go back tonight when the temperature drops and it gets kind of cold, just to see what that hot springs is like. What better thing to do on your last day of work? Today is officially my last full day of work. Work just ended. I have an exit interview tomorrow, and then I am coasting as an artist myself.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I don't know. This is gonna be the first time I haven't had a job since I was 16 years old. Had a work permit signed for me at 16, and I worked at the commissary on base. Shout out Bowling Air Force Base in DC. And then from there, joined the military, and then have been working ever since. Either one job or multiple jobs. Mostly multiple jobs, because I spend money. I don't know how to budget. So a part of that struggle with not having a job and being a struggling artist is figuring out how to budget. Got some things lined up to earn a little bit of cash, and now we just got to see how we play this. We have no timeline for this adventure, so we'll see where this takes me. I definitely said that with a question mark, because question mark included. I was hanging out doing some of my last things at work. In the back of the RV, there was just like a ladybug. The windows were closed, but between the window and the screen, there was just a ladybug. And I took it as a sign of luck. I took it as a sign of good things. And now it kind of had me excited a little bit. Kind of. Not excited. I don't know why I do this. I don't know why I do that to the camera. You guys are watching like, ew, boy. Chill out. I'ma chill. Picked up JJ yesterday. She had one of her last few work ventures. It's good to have her back. It's also good to have her driving. I've been driving a lot over the last month, so it was good to sit in that passenger seat and kick my leg up, just DJing through the mountains. It was a beautiful drive. I didn't record a lot of it because you've seen enough rocks, and I don't know if that translates well over video. Like, I'm hoping that you guys can see the beauty in what we are seeing, but like, unless it's firsthand, it's kind of hard to show you how amazing it was. We were driving through the mountains, and the temperature on the dashboard, you actually can watch spike and then go down based on the elevation of us going up and down. So, I mean, at one point it dropped as far as like 10 degrees, which I thought was crazy. Like, you actually feel the temperature change in the cabin of Steve RV. And then once we got down to the bottom, we had the heat on, and then you could just feel the heat, and then it got warm. And then just did that a few more times, and I was like, oh, this is fire. I saw black people here. Anytime you see black people, I don't know how this is gonna translate on YouTube, because like, everybody's watching this, and then if you watch this from a different country, or you're watching this from a space where you're just like, aren't there black people everywhere? There ain't. It's not. Most of the places we went to, it was just me. I'm also excited because tonight is the return of a sandal that got me so much hate in the past, and it was an impulse buy, but something that I saw online that I thought was fire, and then went on sale, and I got them for the super low. And then when I got them, I wore them, and people were just like, boy, what is on your feet? It's a no from all of us, dog. It's these. Drawstring on the back so you can adjust to your size. They have an insert. I'm also going to try to probably wear these, depending on how far the hike is, through Zion when you hike the Narrows and part of it's wet. I'm just going to see how wet it is and how wet my feet are going to be and how long they're going to be wet. I'm also going to test them out tonight in the hot springs, because I don't know if you've ever touched the bottom of the hot springs with your bare feet. It feels nasty. So this is the 4th hot spring for your boy. I might be a hot spring type dude. I like the hot water. I got mad lotion, so I'm gonna be able to rehydrate this skin. And I'm gonna wear these tonight. I mean, now that I see these on feet, I might understand what you guys are talking about now. I've had them on before, but never with no socks.
Yeah, it's the socks that are the problem.
You a hater.
And hopefully it will be within my budget, and then at least then I'll know I have a home, even if I rent it out. Like,
Been in the hot springs for probably about an hour now, and this one's not as warm as I expected it to be. I would like it to be like really hot. It's a bathtub at the top of a hill overlooking this beautiful scenery. We were up here just in time for sunset, which is fire. Relaxing night at the hot springs. Here's the thing about bathtubs, though, that I don't think enough people are talking about. Bathtubs are meant to have bubbles or something covering that top layer of water. There's no way you should be able to look down at your naked body from atop of the water underwater. I don't know if it distorts the image, but looking at my body in a bathtub from over the water made me not want to be in the bathtub. Like, there's something about just watching just belly, it just my titty sitting right, yeah, want to bite, yeah. I didn't like it. Enjoyed the hot tub, enjoyed the hot springs, did not like that bathtub. It's your boy, first day without a job. Had a job today, was supposed to work the full day, did not work the full day. I gave myself an early out. I can say that now because I don't work there no more. What you gonna do? We stayed at a campsite for way too long. We were at this campsite, checkout supposed to be about 11, maybe even 12. We left that bad boy at 3:30. Did the owners ride by and roll the windows down with a smile on their face, but through that smile go, hey, y'all leaving or not? And we was like, yeah, no, we leaving. We about to leave right now. Thank you very much. We unhooked and we rolled out. Next stop is Bryce Canyon. Am I still wearing those shoes that probably you guys don't like? Yeah. Am I ashy that I'm on? Yeah. It's dry out here. So, going to Bryce Canyon. I do know what Bryce's Canyon.
Bryce's Canyon.
I know what
Mr. Bryce.
I know it's at Bryce's Canyon. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Bryce, or Mr. and Mr. Bryce, or Mrs. and Mrs. Bryce. I don't know. Going to Bryce Canyon. There's gonna be some fun stuff. Gonna go on some hikes. But right now, grocery store, because we ain't got no food. And the one thing you have to do when you go to the grocery store, you have to do it like clockwork. If you go to the grocery store and you buy all of your favorite groceries, you pack your refrigerator, and you stock your cabinets, the first thing you got to do when you leave that grocery store is you got to go get something to eat somewhere else.
Not even rolling hills. Is it just where the river's over? Oh wow.
We are at Sunrise Point in Bryce Canyon, getting ready to do the Queen's, what is it?
Queen's Garden.
Getting ready to do the Queen's Garden hike. Behind us, you should be able to see the hoodoos. And hoodoos are rock formations, it's like rock and mineral formations, between 5 feet and 150 feet tall. The hoodoos are believed to be cursed people who were turned to stone and mineral by the coyote god on these lands. Now that sounds like something I made up, but it is so cool that I had to give you the actual fact of the indigenous people who used to live here. Starting here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go here. And then up through Garden Trail. And then back.
Yeah.
So about 3 miles round trip.
Well, actually what we'll do is we'll start here. We'll go on this red one. And then we'll go up and end here at Sunrise Point. Because that's where we parked.
Gotcha.
We can't do Wall Street because it's closed.
Oh yeah.
Look at those windows. And that hoodoo with the crow.
Take it off. Take it off. Take it Just got back from Navajo Loop in Queens Garden Trail. It was about 3.5 miles round trip. All of the hoodoos that you could ever want. Again, hoodoos also can be man-made during, no, not man-made. Hoodoos can be made during human lifetime. So unlike all of the rest of the rock formations that take millions and thousands of years, water, weather, and ice can actually make hoodoos. So when you come back to Bryce Canyon, there might just be a new hoodoo. Don't know how they do the hoodoo that they do so well. It's a spell, hell. Makes me want to
Shoot. Hoodoo.
All right, spent the day in Bryce Canyon looking at some beautiful hoodoos and viewpoints, some lookouts. It was actually really good. 3.5 mile hike, Queen Victoria Trail. I think I'm acclimated to the altitude because it was tough, but I wasn't breathing nearly as hard as when we got to Colorado and we were in the Rocky Mountains. Now we're back at camp. Just started a fire, drop below. What do you think my fire skills are? I'm learning. I'm new to building fires. You know, in DC I didn't have a lot of fires to build, and then in Brooklyn, just listening to "We Didn't Start the Fire." JJ's making an orzo pasta with vegetables. I'm gonna grill some hot dogs on the fire. We don't have any more kraut. All of these general stores, and nobody has sauerkraut. Once I get this fire going, then gonna grill these hot dogs. All natural, uncured, glizzy. We have peppers, spinach, orzo, cucumber, pepper, spinach, orzo, feta, cucumber, and lemon and olive oil to go with our hot dogs. And I think there's pine nuts in here, don't tell her. After tasting it, it's actually sesame almonds. We had these special almonds covered in sesame with a little honey. Actually makes this really good.
Cheers.
I'm just eating directly out of this bowl with a giant spoon. I'm gonna continue to do that because dish economy. The water is off here for the winter, so we can't really wash dishes. You'd have to go to a public space to do it. I ain't trying to do all that. We have water in there. We're gonna wash this bowl and the other things, but why create more dishes when you can dish economy? Do you dish economy when you camp? Are you that person who cooks like the Swedish chef and you have everything out, everything's a mess? Like JJ. Double dog.
This is the innovation of the double dog. 2 dogs, 1 bun.
Double bun. We have limited options because it's off season in the grocery stores. I don't see why they would restock fully based on the 6 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that are at this campsite, and there's really no one at the other campsites because they're closed. But I think we had a good day, and I think my fire building skills are pretty good. What did you think of the day and the skills and stuff?
All right, well, the day was great, so I'll leave it at that. Highly recommend national parks in the off season. Having like barely anyone here on a Saturday. This campground is empty. The park itself was empty. I mean, we only had to struggle for a parking spot once because we basically showed up at noon to the most popular spot, but every other parking lot was empty. I don't know how many more times I could say empty, but it ruled.
Feels like you said empty a lot.
I would say if you're gonna come here, do it by bike. Rent bikes. That was our biggest regret. They have a really cool,
Agreed.
like paved bike path that goes all the way through the park, it seems, and through the Dixie National Forest, and that just seemed really cool. So we wish we had done bikes, but yeah, dinner was banging. Well, Courtney, why don't you show them the fire and they can see for themselves?
It's a pile of fire. It was a house, but it collapsed. I made a house first. It collapsed. I made a house.
Someone had to come out and help him. Someone.
You finished or are you done?
Oh wait, I didn't tell him about this delicious pasta
Oh,
salad.
so you're not done.
Made some delicious orzo pasta salad, a huge bowl so that we would have leftovers. We got orzo, red pepper, spinach, cucumber, feta, lemon juice, lemon zest, olive oil, a little bit of red wine vinegar, and some honey sesame almonds from Trader Joe's that we chopped up. It's really good.
My fire skills. JJ likes to micromanage a fire because she went to a school. For people in Vermont, what are y'all doing with your public schools where you're teaching such practical things as fly fishing and fire building? No rebuttals.
No, clarification.
No rebuttals.
Clarification. We did learn fire skills in the 5th grade. We had winter survival day and we had to learn how to build a fire out in the snow. And fly fishing was a class that I took in college.
What is her life? See, this is why when we started this journey, I was just like, everyone thinks because of the military and my background that I am the outdoors person, and I am not. I got a bag in my pocket. I am not. JJ's the outdoor person. She is the one who wants to do all of the things and knows how to build a fire. I could build a fire.
Here's the thing about your fire building skills, I think. You kind of are bringing like big Beavis energy to your fire.
What does that even mean?
So like you don't even care like how well it's built. You're just like fire, fire, fire. You're just like light anything on fire. I don't care how fast it burns. I just want to see a fire.
She not wrong. She not wrong. We're gonna enjoy dinner, clean up, sit by this fire, take showers because we are dusty from Bryce Canyon. Be ready. Don't bring no wipe down. You better bring some full water to rinse your body off because you're going to be dusty if you go on one of those hikes. So we're going to finish dinner, enjoy the fire, take a shower, wind down, and then tomorrow, more park. Yo, we're leaving Bryce early. We were supposed to go to Willis Creek Slot Canyon this morning. There is a 6-mile drive down a dirt road that I don't know if Steve RV would make. Now, Steve RV is all-wheel drive, but heavy as hell. So being with that weight and narrow road, I was a bit worried. If you're scared, say you're scared. I was scared. I didn't know if we can make it down that road. There didn't look like a place for us to U-turn conveniently, so you'd probably have to like back out. I went to Google Earth and took an image view of that road, kind of went up that road a little bit. The only things that I was worried about was soft sand and ruts. We don't have the boards to like get out. I don't know who's going to be on that road that has a big enough vehicle to pull us out if we needed to be pulled out, if they had a tow hitch, all of the things. It didn't rain. I don't know if it's rained since we've been here or if it rained previously, so I don't know how soft and wet that road is. So unfortunately, we could not do that hike this morning. The plan now is to just head to Zion and get there early and ride bikes, which not a bad alternative. We're gonna pack up here, get going on the road. It's not that long of a trip to Zion. We're gonna get there, get these bikes, kind of see what the park has to offer, and then we're gonna go on some hikes. But thank you guys for hanging out with us at Bryce. Really appreciate it. If this is your first time here, thank you. If you've been here before, thank you. Please come back. Please like and subscribe. Please comment, and see you on the next one, because at the end of the day,